Hi, everybody. I'm Bill Sanders, and this is Watch AHCI, the art and science of watch collection. Today, what I want to talk about is a tip-top watchmaker, Bernhard Lederer. He recently won a Grand Prix prize for the watch, the Central Impulse Chronometer. It's part of a series that's called the Tribute to the Masters of Escapement. The masters include John Harrison, Abraham Breguet, George Daniels, who he did some work with. And his focus is not on how to make a best-selling watch, but how to make one that has very interesting horology on the inside, or a sort of how the mechanisms that tell time work. Now, we have this particular one here. I love this watch, but it's 138,700 Swiss francs, which is more than I can afford by a lot. But what I found was that there was this brand called BLU, I'm going to look at it in a second, that was also by Bernhard Lederer, that were far more affordable. Vincent Calabrese has sort of his top watches, and then he has a whole series of more affordable ones, and Lederer does the same. Antoine Pizuzio is another example of a guy who has some what I'll call reasonably priced or watches versus ones that are way up here. This is another one I discovered. Now, this particular watch is manual wind, 3 hertz, hours, minutes, second, and the special escapement. The special escapement in there is just a wonder. It's got double everything, it seems, that all working together to give very precise time as well as brilliant horology. Now, like I said, can't afford 138,000, not even 100 on a sale. So let's take a look at the BLU brand. Now, the BLU watches stand for Bernhard Lederer Universe, BLU. Okay, not the color blue. Now, this one is called a quartet, and it has 3 functions: the hour hand, the center seconds, the minutes on a retrograde, and then they have the date window. That's the quartet, the 4 functions that it performs. And it's set up very much like a regulator, each one having its own little dial. Now, it has an ETA 2892 running it, with some kind of original winding device that Bernhard Lederer added to it. The price I found on this one was $34.88, which is, I mean, and with a, what is it called, a Claude de Paris guilloche on the dial, metal bracelet, and so forth. To me, this is a pretty good buy. It really is. So, anyhow, so that was one of the ones I found. Another one is called the Blu Teret. This one was more of perhaps this model, but it was more of a woman's watch. And the reason I say that is because of the 9 little diamonds around the sort of the inner ring there, the minute ring. But some of the other versions of the Blu Teret have little metal studs instead of diamonds, and it doesn't look as feminine. It's 39 millimeters, which is good for a lot of different sizes. There's another one I really like. I found some of these. I think they're on Chrono 24, and if you look around, there's another place that had them advertised, and I contacted them, and the one that I was looking at was sold out, so it's sort of hard to tell on that. Now the final one is not. They have some other models, mostly I think other women's models. This is another one I really like called the Blue Quintet, and the blue is called a quintet because it's got 5 different functions. It's got the hour up at the little subdial up at 12 o'clock. It's got the month, which is on a hand date kind of arm that has the name of the month, January, February, and so forth. And that's on a retrograde. It has the day, which is a little at 10 o'clock. It's got a little day window. The date down at 6 o'clock. And then the minute hand is very interesting. The minute it may be I think it's a retrograde as well, that will, maybe it just goes all the way around, and this sort of a sub-inner ring. It looks like the bottom part of a double ring. But the numbers are from 25 to 45, and then I guess it goes. The minute hand goes over, but on the inside of where they have the dates, and then over also the month and then the date. Very interesting watch. Now, Bernhard is a member of the AHCI, top watchmakers around. And yet these are some that may be available, something that you might want to look into. If you have one of these, I'd really like to hear about it. And I'd like to get some feedback on what you think about these watches in general. Let me know. It's an opportunity to subscribe if you like. And until next time, this is Bill Sanders for Watch Outside, the Art and Science of Watch Collection.